Hello, dear students. Today we will read Nature of Congress Dominance from the chapter Era of One Party Dominance. So let's start our class. India is not only country to have experienced the dominance of one party. If we look around the world, we find many other examples of one party dominance. But there is a crucial difference between these and the Indian experience. In the rest of the cases, the dominance of one party was ensured by compromising democracy. In some countries like China, Cuba, and Syria, the constitution permits only a single party to rule the country. Dear students, as we know, the Indian National Congress, was in dominating position after the independence and from the first election held in 1952 to the third election held in 1962. Congress was the main party and dominating party. But when we see the one party dominance all over the world, then we have so many examples. But there are differences between the one party dominance in the country. In other parts of the world, in other countries, one party domination is done by compromising democracy. While in other countries like China, Cuba, and Syria, the constitution of these countries permits only one party to compete in election and frame government and rule over the country. So there are so many differences in the one party domination of the India and the other countries where one party is governing. Some other like Myanmar, Belarus, Egypt, and Eritrea are effectively one party state due to legal and military measures. Some other countries like Myanmar, Belarus, Egypt, Eritrea, they are one party country due to the legal and military measures. There is one party which is governing all over the country, and the management, or what we say, the legal rights for that party are given by military measures. Until a few years ago, Mexico, South Korea, and Taiwan were also effectively one party dominant states. Uh, until a few years ago, there are some countries like Mexico, South Korea, Taiwan, they were also governed by one party. What distinguished the dominance of the Congress party in India from all these cases was it happened under democratic conditions. Many parties contested election in conditions of free and fair elections, and yet the Congress managed to win election after election. This was similar to the dominance of African Congress has enjoyed in South Africa after the end of apartheid. Dear student, the basic difference between the dominance of Congress in India and the dominance of one party in other countries is that in India, the Congress party dominated through a democratic process. Elections were held, and so many parties took part in those elections, contested elections, and in those elections, which were started to be held in 1952 and after that held on the gap of 5 years. So Congress in those elections won almost 75% of votes, 75% of seats, not votes, seats. So after winning almost 75% of seats of total, Congress enjoyed dominance through a democratic process. It was just like a dominance of African National Congress, which also enjoyed dominance in South Africa after the end of apartheid. So there are so many differences, and the roots of this extraordinary success of Congress party go back to the legacy of freedom struggle. Congress was seen as a inheritor of national movement. Many leaders who were in the forefront of the struggle were now contesting elections as Congress candidates. The Congress was already a very well organized party, and by the time the other parties could even think of a strategy, the Congress had already started its campaign. In fact, many parties were formed only around independence or after that. Thus, the Congress had the first of the bloc's advantage. By the time of independence, the party had not only spread across the length and breadth of the country, as we had seen in the map, but also had an organizational network down to the local level. Most importantly, as the Congress was still recently in a national movement, its nature was all inclusive. All these factors contributed to the dominance of Congress party. Dear students, it was clear that Congress was to take inheritance of the national struggle, national movements for freedom, and no doubt Congress got benefit of the national movements, national struggles for freedom. And one more thing is that the prominent leaders, prominent freedom fighters who were fighting for the freedom of country were from Indian National Congress, and after independence they were fighting election on a Congress seat. They were contesting election on a Congress seat. As those leaders were prominent and well known by every candidate, every citizen, every individual in the country, so it was clear that they had to win the election. And on the other hand, many parties were framed around the independence or after independence. So they could not get enough time to make strategies to expand their effect on the people in the country. And but the Congress was well settled, well organized, and well spread party all over the country. So it has impact, in fact, on every individual of the country. And the elections, first elections were held in 1952. So other parties could not get enough time to make strategies, while Congress was well organized already, so it could manage to broadcast its contesting candidates all over the country. And the result was very amazing but not surprising, as it was pre-thinking that Congress will win the contest and will frame government. So dear students, in today's class we studied nature of Congress dominance, and in next class we will study Congress as social and ideological coalition. Thank you for watching this video.